Hello everybody and welcome back. I am the Crunchy Captain and this is A Cottage Story. Another little game that I found on itch.io, and I'm not exactly sure. I saw it, it looks really good. It's like a little visual novel. So yeah, let's just see how this goes. Choose your form, type a name and hit enter. Crunchy, I would say. That's a good one. Choose your pronouns, see him. Example, I am looking for Crunchy. Did you see him? I last saw him picking weeds in the river brook. Is this right? Yeah, sure. No problem. Right. This is an extended demo of A Cottage Story, which now includes the beginning of Act 2. Would you like to skip to Act 2? No. Act 1. Okay. The man. I never should have taken the forest as a detour. First my date, then my car. What else could go wrong today? Whoa. Ugh. Where did the ledge come from? The forest is so dense I can't see anything. Ugh, ow, my arm. This is bad. I can't get up. With some effort the man opens his eyes and tries to crawl. He grips his right arm and his fingers come up wet. When his vision adjusts, he sees red. No. Fuck. Agreed. Was that... Wait, has that always been there? There's a cottage just across from the man. It's surrounded by flowers and flora like something out of a dream. Smokestacks billow from the chimney. It's so well tended to, it's uncanny. It reminded the man of his grandmother's house if his grandma decided to live 10 miles into uncharted woods. The man rises to his feet by using a boulder to leverage himself, but there's a noticeable limp in his gait. They're really using really nice English here. Looking around, he walks closer with his good arm waving in front of him to make sure this isn't a fatigue-induced delusion. A pleasant aroma like a meadow of flowers emanates from the cottage. It beckons the man. He can't read anything on the sign. There's a symbol he's never seen before, and he hopes it isn't trespassing. How is it possible that this is here? It's too good to be true, but it's not like he has other options. What shall we do? Investigate the cottage, knock the door, try the handle? Well, let's investigate the cottage first. The man staggers across the cottage porch. Behind it is an endless wood, and above is a canopy so dense it nearly blocks out the sun. The man had hiked before and knew to follow trails and remember landmarks. Somehow that knowledge escaped him in this situation. As he heads back to the door, he sees the words apothecary on a sign behind cloudy windows. Wait, that's like a doctor, right? Whoever lives here can help me. The man's brief stint of college education had yet to fail him. Let's knock the door. The man approaches the door and gives a few weak knocks. Footsteps pitter-patter from the other side, and suddenly the door opens. Crunchy. Hello. How can I help you? The man is surprised a real person came to the door. His face is hard to read in a way the man can't describe. I assume that I have chosen the girl instead of the guy, but that is not a problem. Is this your cottage? Can you help me, please? My arm. Crunchy scans him up and down. Then after a moment, he nods his head and gestures for him to enter. Oh, okay. Upon entering, the man notices medicine cabinets lining the walls along with various jars and bottles filled with herbs. There's something bubbling on the stove, but the fire isn't on. On the counter is what appears to be a miniature table set with chairs. Perhaps the young man collected miniature furniture. Lavender. I'm just looking at the little things on the picture as well. The man sinks into the couch, taking caution not to stress his wounded arm. The fragrant smell is even stronger now, and it helps to calm his nerves. He's beginning to regret his forest trek. He didn't have any supplies, and the deeper he went, it was as though he lost all sense of direction. The young man returns with a bucket and a cloth to dress the wound. Thank you. I don't know what I would have done if you hadn't been here. Is there a town nearby? My car broke down in the middle of the highway. No, we are alone here. This forest is dangerous for you to traverse. I'd advise you come back the way you came. This was a half-truth. If the man continued east past the river brook, he would eventually encounter a small farm town, but not before trespassing goblin territory. The man looks down helplessly at his limp arm. I know that now. I'm not in any shape to turn back. Can I please stay here for a night? I can pay you. I don't need any payment regardless. You're welcome to stay if you like. The man lets out a sigh of relief. It saves him the attempt of trying to survive out in the wilderness alone. I promise I'll be out of your hair by the morning. Crunchy loops the cloth around the man a final time and finishes dressing the wound. He stands up. Crunchy eyes the man, ushering him to follow him. They enter a room off to the right of the cottage, and the low ceiling immediately feels claustrophobic. This is the bathroom. At first, the words don't register in the man's mind. His face crumples in confusion. The toilet is merely a hole carved into a rectangular box connected to the wall. This is an outhouse. Is there a place to wash up? There's a bucket for water and soap. Crunchy points to said object located in the corner of the room, and there's a drain denoting that the whole bathroom is the shower. Scratching the back of his head, the man doesn't say anything out of courtesy. After all, this was a cottage in the middle of nowhere. Beggars can't be choosers. Before the man can ask any more questions, Crunchy has already exited the room. He turns into a narrow corner through the left wall. When the man catches up, he sees two beds side by side each other. The one furthest from the door appears queen-sized, while the other twin-sized. This is the bedroom. You can stay here in the meantime. Crunchy gestures to the twin-sized bed. This is where I sleep. Since this is the only bedroom, I hope that privacy isn't a problem. No, it should be fine. I have nothing to hide. You must be tired. Please rest well. I'll make some tea while you settle in. Do you like Earl Grey? As a matter of fact, I actually do. Yeah, that would be nice. The man sits on the edge of the bed. He couldn't believe his luck finding such a kind-hearted person. You can hear Crunchy making tea from the other room. It smells nice, and the man is tempted not to walk over to check on the tea right then and there. Not long after, Crunchy returns and sets the tea down by the table next to him. It didn't occur to him until now, but Why is someone so young living all alone in a dangerous forest? He studies his face. It's quaint, just like that cottage. His eyes are large and face amazingly symmetrical. Helplessly, it occurs to him that this person is really attractive. Suddenly, Crunchy places a hand to the man's forehead. You feel a bit hot. Maybe you should lie down. The man feels his face heat up and he recoils from Crunchy's hand. Yeah, I'm hot. I mean, you're hot. Shit. I think you need to rest. I must have hit my head on the fall. That's not what I meant, but if you feel the fever coming on, let me know right away. For now, I'll give you some privacy. Crunchy leaves the bedroom. Once alone, the man briefly closes his eyes and lets out a sigh. What the hell am I doing? He reaches for the teacup and sips the Earl Grey. It calms his mind and tastes exactly as Earl Grey should. The man isn't sure if it tastes good because it is good, or if his terrible circumstances made it tastier by comparison. After drinking his fill, the man shuffles into bed and drifts off to sleep. When the man wakes up, the bed beside him is empty. He rolls off and immediately every muscle in his body betrays him. Ouch, ouch, damn it. This is what I get for falling off a ledge. No, really? There's a pleasant smell coming from the kitchen. The man walks towards Crunchy, looming over his short but stocky frame. He sees that his pan frying mushrooms and eggs over the stove. 2 plates already have biscuits and jam on them. It smells so good. Can I bring these plates over? Crunchy swats his hand away like a mother to an eager child. No, sit down. Don't worry about it. Okay. Awkwardly, the man goes to sit down on the couch in the living room. The coffee table already has glasses of water, so he idly drinks. Crunchy joins him in the rocking chair across from him and sets down the plates. The two sit in silence until the man finishes the last of his biscuit. How are you feeling? Everything's sore, but I'm not dying. I think I'll be okay. But I've been wondering for a while now. When I open my phone, the GPS doesn't work. It's really weird. How am I supposed to find my way back like this? Phone? How would that help you back? For the first time, the man notices an unused rotary phone sitting on a coffee table behind Crunchy, and he considers that he may have actually been transported back in time. Never mind, I'm still sore. Is it okay if I stay here a little longer, actually? Crunchy frowns. His face is contemplative, which causes the man to fidget nervously. Did he overstay his welcome? It's fine, but let me check on your injuries. Crunchy moves to sit beside the man. He carefully grabs his arm to check the cloth that was tied the day before and begins to replace it. A bucket of clean towels had replaced the bloody ones from the night before. Crunchy is already grabbing for a fresh cloth that he had prepared. By the way, I don't think I've got your name. My name is Crunchy. Crunchy Naylan. I'm an apothecary. I noticed your sign. Man, an apothecary. You don't see those anymore. I'm Michael. It's nice to meet you. Likewise, if you continue north of this cottage, that should be the way out of Rosenwald. Any other direction leads deeper into the forest, and I fear that it's unsafe for you. That's really cryptic. What's out there? Absolute shock. Just foxes and bears. Generally they stay away from humans, but one can never be too careful. Haha, of course, that makes sense. Do you live alone in this cottage? Must be tough for one person. It's not bad. This is home. As the conversation continues, Michael finds himself getting lost in Crunchy's earnest amber eyes. I, for one, have green eyes, so not exactly accurate, but anyways. It hurts him to imagine that he's living all alone in such a dangerous place. He brushes the wounded arm against Crunchy's. If I'm ever in a pinch, do you think I could see you again? Next time I'll be more prepared, and I could even show you what it's like outside of this place. You're free to visit me again if you're hurt, but I'm well acquainted with Rosenwald Forest. No, I mean outside of the forest. I think there's a whole world you're missing out on. Now Michael is holding Crunchy's hand with his good hand. There's a peculiar gleam in his eye. It's a shame that a beauty such as yourself is holed up in the middle of nowhere. Excuse me? That's kind of you. I can't leave. I mean, I shouldn't. Nervously, Crunchy attempts to pull away from Michael, but the reddening of his face tells Michael a different story. The man pulls forward with his lips puckered. Crunchy can feel his words recede into his stomach. Why is it so hard to speak all of a sudden? Michael rests his hand on Crunchy's shoulder and pulls him closer. Crunchy's heart hammers dreadfully against his ribcage. That's a good butt you got going there, sir. Just before Michael and Crunchy's lips meet, the front door swings open. Crunchy! I got the dried hemlock that you needed. Get your filthy hands off of him. Both Crunchy and Michael freeze at the sight of the goblin. The creature brandishes a machete, wow, dull red with use, and throws it at Michael's head. Wow, that escalated. Michael manages to just barely dodge the machete as it crashes into the lamb, but not before the goblin pulls out a dagger and pins him to the wall by his shirt. The goblin is just shy of 4 feet, but that doesn't stop him from cowering in fear. Is this a robbery? The hell are you doing here, punk? I got lost and so I needed somewhere to stay. Bullshit. I saw you getting handsy back there. If you've got a eulogy, hand it over. I think that's a eulogy. Crunchy quickly intervenes by sandwiching himself between the two. Klafka, stop. He's telling the truth. You're scaring him. The apothecary removes the dagger pinned to Michael's shirt, and the man's fight or flight instinct finally kicks in. He bolts from the scene through the door that Klafka kicked open. Hey, come back here. I'm not done with you yet. Klafka and Crunchy briefly chase after Michael, but he's already disappeared into the horizon. And on that note, I am going to say that we're going to stop it here for now, and we will continue in the next video. If you're enjoying this, because I sure am, this is quite a really cute story so far. But if you do enjoy it, leave a like, and I will definitely be putting out a new one very shortly. I'm just going to keep these videos a bit shorter. Once again, leave a like, subscribe, and leave a comment, leave your thoughts. I would love to hear them. And I wish you a beautiful and lovely day, or good evening, wherever you may be. And thank you for watching. Bye.